Dick Van Dyke is not simply a performer remembered for iconic roles. He is a living embodiment of joy itself. For more than 7 decades, he has offered audiences something deeper than laughter. He has given comfort, warmth, and reassurance during times when the world felt heavy. From classic television to timeless films like Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, his presence carried a rare blend of energy and gentleness. His smile felt sincere, his humor felt safe, and his performances carried an emotional generosity that transcended entertainment. Yet behind that ever-present brightness was a man who understood struggle, resilience, and the quiet discipline required to keep choosing optimism. Dick Van Dyke's story is not just about success, but about connection, about using joy as a way to reach people when they need it most. Growing up without guarantees. Born in 1925 in Danville, Illinois, Dick Van Dyke entered a world shaped by economic uncertainty and emotional distance. His father worked as a traveling salesman and was frequently away, while his mother supported the family as a stenographer, often stretched thin by responsibility. Stability was not a constant presence in his childhood, and that absence left its mark. Young Dick learned early how silence could fill a room and how laughter could soften it. Rather than retreat inward, he discovered that humor could be both armor and invitation, a way to protect himself while drawing others closer. School offered moments of escape through music and performance, where he felt recognized in ways home life rarely provided. These early experiences planted the seeds of empathy and emotional awareness that would later define his career. Discovering performance as connection. Van Dyke's first steps into entertainment were modest and uncertain. In the late 1940s, he worked as a radio DJ, speaking into a microphone without knowing who might be listening. That experience taught him an essential truth. Performance was not about spotlight, but about communication. He later formed a comedy mime duo that performed in small clubs, often to indifferent or sparse audiences, yet each show sharpened his instincts and timing. When military service arrived, he found himself entertaining troops, discovering that humor carried real power when people were tired, homesick, or afraid. Even then, he wrestled with self-doubt, but the act of lifting others began to define his purpose more clearly than ambition ever could. Patient before recognition. After returning from military service, Van Dyke spent years moving between cities, hosting small television programs, and taking whatever work he could find. Success did not come quickly, and the journey was anything but glamorous. Yet each role, no matter how small, taught him discipline, adaptability, and humility. That long stretch of obscurity culminated in a breakthrough when he was cast as Albert Peterson in Bye Bye Birdie on Broadway. Winning a Tony Award at age 35, he finally saw years of perseverance acknowledged. The recognition mattered not just professionally, but emotionally. It affirmed that persistence, kindness, and patience had value in an industry that often rewards speed over depth. Redefining television comedy. The 1960s marked a turning point with The Dick Van Dyke Show, a series that reshaped American television comedy. As Rob Petrie, Van Dyke brought vulnerability and warmth to the screen, creating a character audiences recognized as genuinely human. Humor was never cruel or cynical. It was rooted in everyday struggles and quiet affection. Alongside Mary Tyler Moore, he helped build a show that felt like an invitation rather than a performance. In a rapidly changing society, his work offered reassurance and familiarity, reminding viewers that laughter could coexist with sincerity. His success stemmed not from exaggeration, but from empathy. Cinema and the Art of Wonder. Van Dyke's film career extended his influence across generations. As Bert in Mary Poppins, he combined physical comedy, song, and boundless enthusiasm into a performance that remains unforgettable. His work in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang further solidified his image as a bringer of wonder and warmth. These roles were not simply entertaining, They created shared memories within families, moments passed down through time. His performances felt joyful because they were rooted in authenticity, reflecting a lifelong commitment to making people feel lighter, even if only for a moment. Challenges beyond the applause. Despite his success, Van Dyke's life was not without difficulty. Career transitions brought uncertainty, and there were periods of frustration when opportunities did not align with his creative aspirations. Personal hardships and loss also shaped his journey, testing his optimism and resilience. Yet colleagues consistently described him as generous, kind, and grounded, someone who carried humility regardless of acclaim. These challenges did not diminish his warmth, they deepened it, adding sincerity to every smile and performance. Love, partnership, and companionship. Later in life, Van Dyke found companionship with Arlene Silver, a relationship defined by mutual respect and joy. Their bond reflects a life lived openly, without rigid expectations or fear of judgment. It serves as a reminder that connection can arrive at any stage, and that happiness is not limited by age or convention. Alongside his professional achievements, this partnership represents a quieter but equally meaningful success, a life enriched by shared laughter and understanding. Living fully through longevity. Approaching his centennial years, Van Dyke remains active and engaged, guided by a philosophy rooted in movement, curiosity, and gratitude. He practices yoga, stays attentive to health, and finds joy in simple, daily rituals. Aging has not dimmed his spirit. Instead, it has refined his perspective. Each day is approached as an opportunity rather than an obligation, reflecting a mindset shaped by decades of resilience and appreciation for life's fleeting moments. A legacy that continues to inspire. Even in later years, Van Dyke remains culturally relevant through appearances, collaborations, and reflections shared in his writing. His memoirs focus less on fame and more on living well, on kindness, humor, and staying connected to others. Awards and honors acknowledge his achievements, but they only tell part of the story. His true legacy lies in the comfort he has offered millions, the laughter he has sparked, and the reassurance that joy can endure. The true measure of his impact. Dick Van Dyke's life illustrates that greatness is not measured by accolades alone, but by emotional impact. From a childhood shaped by uncertainty to a career that brought light to countless homes, his journey is one of empathy, persistence, and generosity. He reminds us that humor can heal, that optimism can be cultivated, and that authenticity leaves the deepest impression. Watching him perform is to witness kindness in motion. A lasting light. As he nears 100 years of life, Dick Van Dyke stands as a testament to the enduring power of joy. His story is one of resilience without bitterness, success without arrogance, and happiness shared rather than hoarded. He has shown that laughter is not trivial, kindness is not weakness, and connection is the greatest gift of all. Dick Van Dyke did more than entertain. He made the world feel warmer, brighter, and more humane. And that legacy will continue to shine for generations to come.